Alright dudes, got us another boat to tinker around with. This is a 2000 Lowe 1436. Another cookie cutter size boat, but if you watched my last video, I had an idea to do a boat. Try to do the best boat that I've done to date at least. I think it's going to turn out really nice. I wanted to do it on the last build, but that boat just wasn't up to par really to do like a whole lot of work to, at least in my opinion. Sturdy boat, good solid boat, but just, you know, it had some imperfections because it was built in 1973. So I got on Marketplace and looked at this one. Was actually able to talk to somebody on Marketplace for once, responded to me. And the next morning I went and picked her up, and here she is in the yard, the boat yard. It's a nice boat, 1436, nothing super special. I wish it was like a 40 or a 42, 44, 48, but it's just a 36, but we're gonna make her work. Very nice boat as far as the condition of it. Don't have any dents. It's got a little bit of scratches up here, but nothing major. Came with a pretty nice trailer, a dilly trailer, but I'm wanting to say this trailer was for like maybe a 12-foot boat or something. You see, we don't have a whole lot of purchase right here, but judging by the bunks that are on it right now, I mean, we got, what's that, 4 or 5 inches. I'm gonna replace those, and I'm gonna make them a little bit longer, maybe stick out another inch out the back. So push the whole boat back where they're even with the bunks. Maybe we can gain 6 inches up here. That way it's not so close to the tailgate of your truck. Anyhow, I mean, the trailer's okay. It didn't have safety chains or a pin in it. I stopped by Walmart and picked those up on the way home because I was kind of worried about it. You know, trailer ain't too bad a shape. It's got a stupid roller up front, which I talked about in the last video, is not really for giant boats. This trailer's so short though, I don't know how we're gonna get it to work with some kind of like flat piece or positive stop, but we'll get there. Of course, the wiring for the trailer is yeah, that's that. So we're gonna spend $10 there. And y'all guys already know the taillights don't work anyways, because, I mean, I guess I'm the only person that actually takes care of their taillights anymore. But it's a good trailer, not a home-built trailer, it's an A-frame. We're gonna make it work. It did have a jack. The winch works, which the winch rope is a little sketchy looking. We'll go ahead and replace it too. What else do we got? Oh, the trailer tires are okay. It's got bearing buddies. A lot of people love their bearing buddies. I'm not exactly a huge fan. I'm not exactly opposed to them either, but hey, it has them. All right, the boat itself, we've got some stuff. We got some nav lights. I wish they weren't chrome, so I'm probably gonna replace those. We have a light bar. I don't have no idea if it works or not, but I'm gonna take it off because I don't like it. We have a pretty decent rope. Looks fairly new. We can use that for sure. What that goobery thing is, we got a toggle switch for, I don't know, the nav lights or the light bar. And boy, oh boy, do we got some flotation. Wasn't nobody gonna drown in this boat. We got a throw with a little micro crankbait on it. We got another throw. We got life jacket, life jacket, life jacket, life jacket, life jacket. I mean, hey, those things come in handy when Mr. Green Jeans rolls up on you, so I'm not mad about getting some life jackets. Dude also threw in these jugs. Got a brand new pack of like pre-made jugs you can get from Walmart. And then he's got some that he's already had tied up, which I don't know about that rat's nest, but I do see them 4-ounce weights on the bottom. I don't know if you guys have priced lead here lately, but they are not giving them away, so I'll take them too. We got 2 really nice seats with these bench seat slide deals. I actually really like these. Used them on previous boat builds. Probably gonna take this one off. Probably keep that one though. The seats are really nice shape. Got a swivel on this one. I think that one's got a swivel too. Probably won't use the seats, unfortunately. The idea of the boat I have in my head, I don't think them seats are gonna work, but we'll revisit it when we get to that point. We have a paddle, which always comes in handy when you're dealing with a boat. We got a creature bait. We got some bobbers. Got 3 bobbers. See, we got another seat in the back. We got 2 very nice marine batteries. You know, got an automotive battery and a lawn tractor battery. Hey, they work and they'll serve as cores, so take those too. Came with a trolling motor. It's the same trolling motor that I cussed on that little 12-foot boat I did earlier this year, this Motor Guide R3. They're just, I don't know, they're about the cheapest trolling motor I think you can get. It works. And obviously the batteries work too. But I'm gonna be able to use this on the previous boat because this is kind of in the past. I'm still working on it. There it is right there. So that's gonna come in handy. I'm gonna use this on that boat. I've already ordered a trolling motor for this boat, which was supposed to be for that boat, but now we're gonna use it on this boat, if that makes any sense. Not exactly sure what these straps are for, but we got them, by golly. We got an anchor light that's not wired up, and we also do not have the anchor light itself. We got some non-marine grade wiring that we're gonna have to take out. We have not 1, not 2, but 3 boat plugs. It's ridiculous how many boat plugs I got. I ought to include that in the video. Every boat I get, it seems like you find 2 or 3 plugs in them. Dude said this was a battery charger. I'm not exactly sure what it is. I mean, it's a charger, apparently. I don't know. Maybe it works. Got a fire extinguisher. Looks like we're missing some parts. Shouldn't have a pin in it. It's full of something. Found me a pair of channel locks in there. But these seats look brand new. We got a bungee strap. You can always use bungee straps. Have a fly tying thing. I don't know why this thing's in there, but it's in here. Guys, we got a Pokemon ring. Who is that? Bodachu. And these are a little TLC, but we might make it turn around. Got another mushroom anchor, another thing that I've been collecting apparently. Got some trot line string. Another random weight. I think I found a bullet weight in here somewhere. Oh, Michelob Ultra. Must have been a girl on this boat one time. Got, this is like a razor knife. You can put like a razor blade in here. Actually looks pretty decent. I'll use it. Got some Husky needle nose pliers. I can definitely use those. And I think that's about it. Like I said, the boat itself, really good shape. It don't even really have that many scratches in it, so it's gonna be easy to sand, easy to paint, and it's what I really needed for what I have in mind. Got a new paint that I've never used before, and we're gonna be spraying it on. So I need all this to be in very good shape. You know, the prep, I need the prep to be good, easy. So I think this boat's gonna work great. But there she is. Pretty excited about this build. Might be my last build of the year. I don't know how long it's gonna take me. I'm gonna try to do this one the same time I'm doing the previous video, the previous build. But my problem is going to be space because I got 3 boats, Jeep, truck, dog swimming pool. On the other side of my boat is the trailer for that boat. My wife's work car usually parks over there, so shuffling all this stuff around is gonna be a pain in the butt, but I'm gonna try to make it work. First step, as always, is go ahead and get all the crap out of the boat, wash her up real good, redneck, whatever that's been redneck, get it ready to take off the trailer. We can start sanding it, prepping it for paint, and doing all the little things we need to do to the trailer. And go ahead and get this ball rolling. Excited about it. I hope it turns out good. I hope it ain't a flop. Alright, we pretty much got her back to a bare bones John boat. Didn't really find any Easter eggs other than another crankbait, a few more weights. These things right here had bolts on the back of it, so I'm gonna have to cut them off. Ain't worried about it right now, but man, somebody glued this wire loom in with something very, very serious. That's gonna be very, very fun to get off. That's sarcasm, because that's not gonna be fun at all to get off. And it's like all the way down. But luckily the build I have in mind is it shouldn't show any of that, but I still want to get as most of it out as I can. I ain't even really looked at the transom until earlier. I've got an aluminum encased transom, so that's pretty cool too. This little outer transom thing is probably going to have to be replaced too, so that's not too big of a deal. We can knock that out fairly simple. I'll have to take that off too. There's one rivet done broke on it, whole ID thing. But other than that, we pretty much ready to rock and roll now, other than having to work on that other boat. Well, welcome back to Chris Works on Boats, even though he kind of low-key hates working on boats. Just got done taking the stickers off the outside and the inside too. These warning stickers, because we don't need none of that. And I went ahead and debadged it, the whole ID number on the outside. I took this Coast Guard plate off, and right behind it was another whole ID number. That's pretty neat. Good in case somebody steals your boat thing and tries to take that off. Well, there's one back there, so I guess game wardens and policemen know that crap. Also tried my best at getting this wire loom out. Just took a razor blade and kind of slid up and under. Got most of it out. There's still some glue left. I think I'll be able to take a wire wheel attachment for a drill and knock it out. I don't think any of that is going to be shown anyways with this boat. A little sneak peek what I plan on doing. I got a bunch of these signs from Public Works in Atoka, where my wife works. Well, she don't work at Public Works, she works for Atoka. But the guys at Public Works gave me a bunch of these signs. I was like, man, I'm never going to be able to use this crap. But what I think I'm going to do is build me 2 boxes on each side, one here and one over there. So it'll just be like one middle for the floor, and you'll have a storage over here, and little controls in one of them, and maybe depth finder, fish finder, whatever. Over here will be a deck anyway, so those won't be shown, but I still want to get as much glue out as I can. So that's what I've been doing, and I got most of it out. I guess what I'm going to start doing now, besides drinking that, is sanding. I'm gonna go ahead and sand the inside of this thing, get it looking pretty decent, because I'm still working on that boat in there, painting it today. So instead of being idle, I'm gonna go ahead and knock out what I can. So go ahead and sand the inside of this thing and get it looking halfway slick. That way I won't have to do it later on. All right, I hate sanding. Like I said, I hate working on boats. This is why, because sanding, that's one of my least favorite things to do, is prep for paint. What about you, Rebel? You like sanding? No, I didn't think so. All right, let's do it. All right, dudes, we have got the boat pretty much prepped for paint. Of course, we got it off the trailer, and then I sanded it down inside and out with 220 grit. Jeez. I sanded it inside and out with 220 grit, like on a little mouse sander. And then I took like a piece off the sander with a mouse sander and kind of got all the little nooks and crannies inside and out. And then all the little tough places, like where the rivets are, because they're kind of sunken in, I took a Scotch-Brite pad and got them pretty good. This morning I got up and washed the whole thing with soap and water. I just used like Dawn dish soap and scrubbed it pretty good. Make sure we don't have no kind of weird stuff on there. And now, as you can see, I still have some wet spots on it, kind of letting it dry. Like I said, I'm using a new paint. This is actually Sherman-Williams paint. I got it from Red Leg Camo. I talked to the guys at Red Leg. I will say that they're very responsive. Any kind of questions you have, I asked them their preferred method of this paint, and they said definitely spray. This is an enamel. It's like an oil-based paint. We're going to be thinning it down with xylene. They have several different colors you can choose from. It's expensive, but it's not overly expensive. You guys know, so far I prefer using Alumahawk, which is, I think that stuff's about $120 a gallon. I want to say this was in the same ballpark. I want to say it was a little cheaper actually, but I'm not sure what shipping was on it. So we're going to be using this. We're going to be thinning it down. I'm just going to play with it, see how much xylene we need to add. And I'm using a cheap, this isn't the cheapest HVLP gun you can get from Harbor Freight. I want to say this was like 70 bucks or something like that, maybe just under $100. If you're not going to be painting any more boats, get a little purple gun and just throw it away, because I think them things are like $15. You don't have to worry about cleaning it up. I'm hoping that last time I used this, I cleaned it up fairly good. I also have a little digital gauge to let me know my PSI. Also a little water trap. Also have a water trap on my compressor. I'm going to be using a 3/8 inch hose to run it. I'm not exactly sure what PSI. It's probably going to be fairly low, 15. I don't know. I'll have to play with it to look up all the recommended stuff. And we're going to go on camouflage on this boat as well from Red Leg. The color we're going to be using is Havoc Olive Drab Green as our base coat. Anyways, you guys get the gist of it. We're going to be painting a boat. All right, so get it dry a little bit. Wife's Jeep is backed up. Hopefully I won't get no oversprays. Not any wind today, so everything should just kind of hang in the air and destroy my lungs. I'm just kidding. I'm going to wear a respirator, don't worry. And it should be pretty good, I hope. I'm still going to wipe this whole thing down with acetone before I get to spraying. And that's about it. I'm going to start rambling and get to work. Hopefully it turns out good. Rebel is not going to help whatsoever. Worry me to death the whole time. All right, let's get it. Well, that is 2 pretty heavy coats of Chem 400 Havoc Olive Drab, I think what it's called. It's almost the exact same color that the factory paint was on this Lowe. Come out pretty good. It's got a little bit of a texture to it, as you see, but not bad. It was coming out so thick. I did 10% thinner the first mix or whatever, first coat, and then the next one I went up to 15. It didn't really make much of a difference. It's still kind of coming out thick, but like I said, it turned out all right. I think it looks pretty good. All right, now I'm gonna let it cure for a while. I guess we're gonna flip it upside down and paint the inside, because I don't really want to have to drag all this crap back out another day. I'd like to get it all done today. I'm not exactly sure what I'm gonna do. I might maybe get a couple buckets or something with a towel under it, keep from scratching the bottom of it, flip it upside down where it's kind of low and be easy to paint. Go ahead and knock that inside out today. But like I said, I'm gonna let it sit for a few hours and cure a little bit before I do all that. What's up, dudes? We actually did get this thing painted inside now. I meant to film like an after of painting the inside, but I forgot. Amanda walked by and I said, hey, I need you to help me flip this over, while I had her handy. So we flipped it back over after I painted the inside of the boat. So you're just gonna have to believe me on that. We flipped it back over like this because we're going to do a camo on this boat. I feel like it's easier to do it upside down. Doing a little bit different of a camo pattern. It's actually a new camo pattern, new stencil to me, that I got from Red Leg. And also I'm not going to do full camo all the way down. I'm kind of going to do a little bit of, I don't even really know what to call it. It's going to be like camo halfway until the bottom. You'll see it when I'm done taping it off. Just, I don't know, I feel like it's going to look cool. I don't know, maybe it'll look like crap. We will see. That's all I'm doing right now, is getting this thing taped off. At least the bottom and the sides. Anyhow, I just want to let you guys a little update. I'm going to get this thing taped off. I have to go back to work tomorrow. I've been off all this week. Really planned on getting a lot more done, but we just got back in town. We went to the Cumberland River for a couple days. Nice little getaway. But that's what I plan on doing, is getting this thing taped off tonight. That way, first thing in the morning, we can get out here and start laying this camo. And then I'll show you guys what the camo is going to be and what colors we're going to be using. All right, let's go ahead and waste a bunch of tape. Have y'all priced tape lately? This is ridiculous. I got Harbor Freight tape, and it's not even cheap there anymore. That sucks. 10% chance of rain last night. Apparently closer to 100%. Just trying to sprinkle right now. I didn't come out here and wipe this whole thing down, but I guess I'm kind of peeing in the wind if it's still sprinkling. Anyhow, I got this thing taped off yesterday, and I don't know if you can really tell exactly what I'm going to be trying to do here, but basically this top part is going to be camo, and it's going to curve down to the bottom of the boat there. So this section right here is going to remain green. I don't know, I just wanted to try something a little bit different. It's not nothing super crazy, just a little idea I had in my head, and I wanted to, I don't know, try it out. I'm assuming I'm going to go back where the camo just meets the green with a little black pinstripe, you know, where they meet each other. Kind of cover that up, give it a little more finished look too, I believe. I guess I should look at the forecast. Hopefully this rain's gonna get out of here soon, and go ahead and, I got me a lot of paper saved up so I can cover up this top section and get to painting. Stopped raining, I'll get started on that, and I'll show you guys the stencil and the colors that I'm going to use for this camo. I got this thing pretty well taped and masked off, so getting ready to spray it. For the camo, I went with red leg stencils, and I'm using original Realtree. It's a 3 stencil kit. All of them look relatively close to the same, but they're numbered 1, 2, and 3. So you can keep them in order as far as what colors you're going to use. And of course, you'll lay down 1 first in one color, then you'll go back with 2, 3, and you'll be done. As far as colors, I went with red leg again, what they sell on their site. I'm not sure if this is Sherwin-Williams paint or not, but it is the same colors that the Sherwin-Williams paint they sell. Number 1 is going to be cobblestone. You guys can see that. And the second is going to be major brown flat. Third call for a flat black, so I saved about 14 bucks, 15 bucks, and just got Rust-Oleum flat black. I don't think I'm going to ruin anything by doing that. I'm gonna be resting the stencil right here on this rub rail, even though I have it taped up here. These stencils, you can see the top, I want to say it was like 2 inches from the top of the stencil to where the actual pattern starts. On the bottom of these stencils, I took 1.5 inches off and cut it. That way when I lay it up here, that pattern is going to start right here instead of being like way up here, and you'll have this one line. Because the only other way you could do it is to, you know, have your stencil drooping down some. That's going to create another void. I'm not saying that that was the right thing to do, but it's what I'm doing. I think it's going to work out okay for me. All right, so with this pattern I have, like this run right here ought to be relatively easy. Now this back of the boat is where we're gonna have to go over this little bump, this rib, the side rib, and I'm going to use an arrow with no fletching on it to kind of push the stencil in to eliminate that void. Really try to take my time on this, not rush it. If you rush these stencils, what you can do is oversaturate your stencils, and you'll end up getting paint on the backside, and then you just end up smearing paint. So I'm literally going to spray one and then wait till it completely dries, and then maybe do the other side and just kind of do a crisscross pattern. But I'm probably going to wait, you know, 5 to 10 minutes between each stencil spraying. I have plenty of work to do on that trailer that I haven't even really started on yet, so I'm going to be jumping from doing this camo to over there. Really hope we can get this camo done today, because it's supposed to rain tomorrow, and that's going to ruin all my paper masking. Anyhow, it's a quick rundown of what I'm going to be doing. Probably just going to show little snippets of me doing it, and hopefully the finished product. All right, guys, wish me luck. Hopefully it turns out all right. We got the first stencil laid all the way down this one side. I actually think it looks pretty cool as is. Came out okay. I got a couple funky spots. One thing I will say, that paint is super thick. And that stencil's completely saturated. I'm contemplating trying to clean it all off before I do the opposite side, because if I don't, it's going to give me problems. At least it'll give me problems if I try to do it now. Maybe if I just let it sit there and completely dry, maybe it won't be so bad. What I think I'm going to do now is going to go ahead on the top of this with the next stencil, a different color, and just save that side for later and decide what I want to do with that stencil. All right, more painting. Let me show you guys the cobblestone and major brown, because I have basically the other side completely done with the black. And to be honest with you guys, I think I like this better without the black. I wish I would have stopped at just these two colors. Maybe it's just me, but I think it's got a really cool look to it. A lot different. Or maybe done the brown stencil, did it black, and then the brown be the black stencil, if that makes any sense. I don't know, it looks like too much black to me on the other side, but I really do like this. In case you guys, you know, follow suit and you think this looks cool, just stop at the two colors, don't do the black. I think this looks really neat. All right, just got a little bit, I got one little section on the other side to do with the black, and then this entire section. Man, it's been slow going. It's like 12 o'clock now. I've been at this since 5 o'clock this morning. Excited to get it done, see what it looks like. 20 more minutes. 20 more minutes and I think I'd be done. Couldn't hold off for that much longer. I think it's supposed to rain from now until I go to sleep, and then start raining sometime tonight until all the way till I go to sleep tomorrow. So I might not be able to finish this for another day or so. Man, we got close. I guess the reveal will be in a few days, huh? Oh well. Ain't nothing we can do about that. Well, it's been raining for about 12 hours now. And as soon as it stopped raining, the sun immediately comes out. If you live in the South, like I do, you probably know what that means. You know what Alan Jackson was talking about when he said, it's hotter than a hoochie's coochie. Now, I don't know anything about no hoochie's coochies, but I know it's freaking hot. So I can only imagine that this is what Alan Jackson was talking about. We got rained out yesterday, but I was able to cover it up. Like I said, it's not raining now, but it's windy as crap. So that's gonna kind of mess me up a little bit, but we don't have a whole lot left to do. So I'm hoping we can knock it out. So I'd like to get this thing unveiled, get all this tape and crap off. This done got wet a couple times now, and I don't want any of that tape to leave a residue behind since it's done got wet. So fingers crossed this wind don't blow a whole lot of rain that's left over in these leaves and these trees while I'm trying to finish up this last little bit. All right, hopefully we can get this knocked out. Well, I got it done. Finally. Kind of rushed the black. And to be honest with you guys, like I said before, I really wish I'd left the black off. Thought it looked pretty cool with just that brown and tan color. But I got enough left over, and I'm sure there'll be more boats. So I guess it'll be okay. And I'm sure if I left the black off, there'd be somebody say, wow, that would really look like real tree original if it had black on it. Or people saying it looked better if it had black in it. But you can't please everybody when it comes down to it. It's your boat. All you need to do is make yourself happy. Don't care what anybody else says. As long as you're happy with it, everybody else can do their own boat their own way. All right, there we go. I think it looks okay. I think it's going to work. Show you guys what we're working with. Of course, it's going to look a lot better or make more sense once it's flipped up right. All right, what I did is I ordered some tape, some black, flat black tape. I'm going to try to go around right there in between, you know, where it's green and where I did the camo. Kind of break that up a little bit. I was originally thinking black, but it's probably going to depend on whatever color I do to break the line up. That rub rail all the way around. So it turned out pretty good. I like it. Really like it. Looks good for the fish we catch. You know what I'm saying? Alright. Let that camo cure for a little bit. I hardly got anything done on that trailer. I really want to get it pulled up right here and pressure wash it. I think that's going to be my next step. Alright, pretty happy with it. Not too shabby. Rebel, grab the wheel chop. Or don't. I got it. Don't worry. Whew. Well, we got her back on trailer. Went ahead and painted the trailer. I actually sanded it down, wiped it down, painted it with some, I think, semi-gloss matte. I don't know, some crap I had laying around, so I didn't want to buy anything else. Put new wiring harness in it. Went ahead and put the bunks on it. Got the boat back on there, adjusted it. Added the eye bolts up here. I took this handle off that was on the front of the boat. I still got to rivet those holes up. Got everything adjusted. So I pushed the whole boat back a little bit because it was so close to the front. All we got left to do is these tail lights. I went ahead and got these black tail lights again. These guide posts are kind of funky. I mean, they're kind of neat. The wires go up through this tube and come out. So to adjust this, I had to rerun that wire up through there. So that's why I haven't done the tail lights. I wanted to get the boat on there where it needs to go, make sure our guides were the right width. Everything is going to be copacetic. A lot of people was asking me about these tail lights. I'm going to try to link most of the stuff that I've used on this boat down below in the description. So if you want these tail lights, I'll leave a link down below, and anything else that I've used, I'll try to link it. It'll be a bunch of links down there, but I feel like that's a lot of my comments is asking where I got stuff on my build. So, all right, with these taillights on, I went ahead and ordered new wheels for this thing too, just because I can't have a good looking boat and trailer with some rusty looking wheels, even though they hold air and the tires are good. Man, I guess I could have tried to sand them down and paint them, but I'll be able to use those on some other project. So we're just about ready to do the fun part, work on the inside. I went to Home Depot this morning and picked up some closed cell foam that matched the height of our ribs in this boat. Went ahead, cut and installed it all the way down the boat. Now we're going to cut this floor out. I'm going to cheat a little bit. Usually I'll wrap it around these ribs and go from edge to edge, but I'm going to be boxing this in on each side, so I'm going to cheat a little bit and just cut one rectangle out. I already got it marked out on the sawhorses. Cut it out, and hopefully we'll cut it out once and be done with it. I'll still end up having to notch some stupid things out. Measure once, cut 3 times, as they say. I got my ribs marked out. I'll go in here with probably 3 rivets in each one of these, using 1/8 inch countersunk rivets. Drill 1/8 inch hole, countersink them, and pop these in. I'll put a link to those down below if you want to know where I get them from. I get them from some dude on eBay. All right, knock this out real quick. Got that done, and I guess what I'm going to do now is go ahead and line out where I'm going to put these boxes at. I don't know how far I'm going to get as far as, you know, framing it all up, but I'd like to get a good portion of it knocked out. I'm not going to get real detailed on it either, but I mean, basically I'm just using 1/8 inch angle aluminum. I'll put me a piece on the bottom, a piece up the sides, a piece across, but that's what we're going to be doing. And I like to get the inside of this area done before we move to the deck, because I'm still not even sure what I'm going to do up there, to be honest with you guys. And this is what I ended up with. Battery went down on me yesterday, so I had to finish up this morning. But I mean, that's the gist of it. One hatch. I wish them hatches were a little bit longer. That's the narrowest, widest ones I could find, and the width of them works pretty good. I think after looking at it though, I have room to put 2, I think I'm gonna put 2 over here because I plan on putting depth finder and like control switches right there, I think. So I think over here we'll be able to optimize the most amount of space. I think if anything, I might go in with 1 more brace in the center. We'll see. I already got a lot of this one cut out. Like I said, my drill went kaput on me yesterday, so I'm gonna mirror that one. The only thing I might change is having 2 lids on this side. Of course, I still have to go back and put a top on it and side panel and then paint it all. I ordered 2 cans, rattle cans of this green from Red Leg Camo, so plan on painting all that with that. All right, let's do that all over again. All right, that's what I meant by that. 2 boxes side by side, and then this one will be just 1 here, assuming a fish finder here, the switch is right here. Now what we can go ahead and do is do these fronts and the tops, get this stuff ready. I gotta order another hatch. I'm going to go ahead and get these in. I'm not sure if I'm going to camo any of the inside of the boat. As you see, it's not going to be much shown. I think it'll be a waste of time doing that, but I thought about maybe doing the inside of the square just for looks. But that's why I kind of want to go ahead and get these in there, because I want to paint them regardless. It's going to be hydro turf on top. Hope I got enough hydro turf, because this is going to be like a whole sheet right here. It's going to be a lot of hydro turf it's going to eat up, so fingers crossed on that, because that crap is expensive. Whew, I don't want to buy another sheet. I ain't gonna lie to you guys, that kicked my butt, like, pretty hard. Nothing really easy about that. That was a whole bunch of cuts to get this completed. And I was excited about using them road signs. Like, I wasn't thinking how it's written on both freaking sides. You know, sign you see on the inside, but it's both sides. And you can feel it. You can feel the letters. So, really hoping camouflage is going to cover that up. At least enough to where it's not so noticeable. But anyhow, drill ran out of power when I was putting this last 2 little panels on, and I ran out of rivets at the same time, so I figured that's a good stopping point for the day. We got it done. Said I still got to order another hatch and put about 5 more rivets in, but besides that, all the metal work is done for this middle part. Now we can start scratching our head on that front deck. I think I'm gonna do a 2-step deck, build a bulkhead, be a deck that goes all the way towards the front, and then step up to the actual deck. I don't know. I'll have to do some measuring, like I said, scratching our heads and seeing what we can come up with. Woo, this boat is becoming a little bit of too much work, guys. That's about every one of them, though. I'm gonna take me a shower, have me a cold drink. All right, my dudes. I've been working on this front deck since it's so long. I decided to do like a deck and then drop down to the 2nd level. I mean, I could have done it just one big long deck, but it'd be at such a harsh angle, and I just thought it would look kind of goofy, so I decided to do what I'm doing. I'll figure out if that was a good idea or not here in a little bit. But anyhow, what I want to tell you guys right now is when you're doing these boats, it's kind of tough if you've never done one before. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm no expert, I'm learning as I go still. I always try to be like 2 steps ahead. Remember what all you're going to do. Like, I'm doing a stowable trolling motor, as you see on this boat. You got to be mindful of where everything's going to land. This is a long trolling motor, so it's going to go past this deck and it's going to get into my little secondary deck here. I was originally going to put this big hatch right here in the middle. Well, when this trolling motor stowed up, not going to be able to get access to that hatch at all. So that's going to be kind of a pain in the butt. Also, another thing, this is the battery I'm using for this boat. I was originally going to put it right here in the middle. Well, as you can see, we really don't have room to put that battery, because once that hatch is on top of it, they sink down about 1 inch. So it's not really going to give us any room for that. So I'm glad I caught all that before I just started framing everything up willy-nilly. So what I'm going to have to do now is probably put this hat up here up front, then put my battery there, and then order me 2 separate hatches, like one for here, one over there, and probably just be one really big storage space to where, you know, can't always get to that hatch, but at least you can access stuff from this side too. I mean, I still could put one in the center, like a small one, but I just feel like it would look kind of goofy. So I think I'm gonna do here, and then have this hatch here. As you can see, we're gonna have the pedestal here, so you'll be able to access this hatch to get to the battery. Plus, I won't have to do any special wiring for the trolling motor now. It'll be shortened up. I really wanted to get that battery weight pushed back. As you can see, a little sneak preview, we're using a lithium battery for the trolling motor. More about this company later on, but like I said, just try to stay, mindful about what all you're going to do, what you're going to be putting in the boat. Because if I would have went ahead and framed up all this like I was wanting to before actually throwing this trolling motor up here and sizing up this battery, I would have been like crap, and I'd have to redo a whole bunch of stuff. So it's always good to test fit stuff, even before you're to that step. Now I have to wait on hatches because you don't know exactly how big they're going to be, but I can go ahead and do the floor of this, and then we can frame for the hatches later on. Anyways, I just wanted to let you guys in on that. A tip, I guess, I've learned the hard way over the past. All right, more cutting the metal. Hatches came in, and I think I got my decks all framed up finally. Still got to go in with some little filler pieces, where it's like this piece is lower, this piece is lower, and go in and probably use these pieces of sign that I got laying around, little strips. Go in and fill all that in, and then we'll be ready to lay the metal down and clean all this mess up. Start looking like something, I hope. Oh, and it looks slightly ignorant, but it's going to work, as I've done it before. I got my foam back in there. I got all my little filler pieces in. We should be good to go. I don't try to get them filler pieces just perfect. We got like a little void here, a little void here, void here. I mean, them little spots like that ain't going to make that big of a difference. So I think we're going to be okay, hopefully. All right, now what we got left to do is cut these two deck sections out, and hopefully we don't mess them up because I only have one sheet of aluminum left. And I think that might be the last bit of aluminum that I got for a long time. A lot of you guys ask me in every video, where do you get your aluminum sheet from? I've said it before. A buddy of mine, Jacob, he used to do a lot of metal work, and he actually bought a boat that he was going to do a whole bunch of stuff to. He ended up buying another boat. So actually I went in with him one time and bought my first few sheets of aluminum, and then since then he's been selling me what he's had left over, and he pretty much run out. He said he's got a sheet or two, but he's wanting to hold on to them, just in case he needs them for something. So after this boat, I don't know, I'm going to find me another source, I imagine. I know he got them from Ryerson Metals, I can say that. I might have to go down there and get them myself. I know they've went up drastically, but anyhow, that's where I get the metal from. So we got a deck up here, a deck right here, and I need to put a filler strip right there for that little, whatever, the rise. All right, that's it. I guess I need to do that little filler strip first, and then this one, and then that one, or do the hard one first and the easy one. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I don't even know if I'm gonna do it today. I'm a little pooped. I got another project I need to tidy up. This boat in here, that motor is giving me problems. So if you're watching this video, I'm sure you've seen that video by now, but that's where I'm at. I got this far before I was able to wrap that boat up. Hopefully I can get a couple little things done to that motor today, get it running, and maybe take it out, I don't know, tomorrow or the next day, and finish that video. Let's move on to something else. All right, I got this back framed in, basically just a square right here. Notch this back piece because your transom is going to be on a little bit of an angle. That way you can kind of bend it down to get it flat. Over here, same thing, but on this brace, I added this a piano hinge. I actually have all the tops cut out already. That way we'll be able to open that up, access the battery. Here we gotta take the battery out, unhook it, whatever you need to do. This is just gonna kind of be a match, kind of cover your gas tank up a little bit. Hopefully we can fit a gas tank under here. I don't have a gas tank for this boat yet. Don't have an outboard for the boat yet, so I'm gonna leave these pieces off so it'll be easier to wire this thing. All right, now we're gonna cut out a template for this front deck. Don't wanna mess it up because we don't have any extra aluminum sitting around. We have one sheet to get this and this done, which should be enough. Also gotta do that little front piece right there, but I have a scrap piece long enough to do it. So that's what we want to do now, is make us a template. Tomorrow, hopefully we can knock those two little deck things out. And then I'm going to replace these. Hopefully I have enough stuff left over, because I just do not like how these turned out. It just looks bad, in my opinion. I don't want a good looking boat with some goobery stuff right in one spot. So I'm going to redo those. And then we can start wiring this thing up and laying the hydro turf. I'd love to say that this is my first attempt at fitting this piece, but that'd be a lie. And I don't like to lie to you guys. But actually, it went pretty smooth. Put my template on here and cut it out. Laid the piece down. I had a couple spots that was a little tight. You see the little X's. Maybe you can't see them. Kind of shaved those down, and that's about it. I crawled under here and tried to cut out my square for the hatch, and it's very tight. But, make me out to be a liar. There it goes. It fits. Alright, cool. Forgot to mention that I put this piece on first, across here. I got a little bit of lip, but that's actually what I wanted in case it was too short. I'd rather be a little bit long than a little bit short, and get this other edge. That way I think it'll look cleaner with the hydro turf on here. I ain't gonna install either one of these until I get most of my wires ran. Just make it a lot easier to run all this stuff. So, all right, take this out, set it to the side, knock this one out, and hopefully we will finally be done with the majority of metal work on this boat. Thank goodness. This has been it's been a process. Not too bad. Actually went pretty smooth. So we got a little bit of gap here and there, but we can Bob Ross it with our hydro turf. Rather have hydro turf all the way to the edge instead of metal. I don't know, that's just my thinking. I could be wrong, but metal rubbing on metal over time don't sound like it would be too good. But it turned out pretty good. Got a couple little boo-boos, but Rebel did those. Stuff I did turn out pretty nice. I previously stated I'm not going to rivet those in. Probably not going to rivet these two back panels in either, so I can run all my wiring. It's going to be bad enough fighting these, which I think I got enough metal to redo these sides, so I might go ahead and pop them out for now, get them out of my way. We'll redo those and get them put in place once all this wiring is done. Make it a little bit easier on us. I don't think I'm gonna fool with no wiring today. I'd like to get a fresh start on it. All right, it's coming along. I feel like once you get these decks done, in my experience at least, you feel like you're on the downhill slope. Wire this stuff up, then we can attach all of our decks good. Got a little bit of painting here and there to do. Lay our hydro turf, and we still got to worry about a motor. That's still a big question mark. Other than that, we getting after it. Getting after it. All right, dudes, it's actually me from the future as far as these videos go. So I'm 100% done with this boat. I've actually already filmed the outro on the boat, but I have decided to go ahead and make it a two-parter. Just running way too long. I don't expect anybody to sit through one of my videos. It's an hour and a half long, and that's about what it looks like it's going to be once I get done editing the second part of it. So might as well cut it off here. This is a decent stopping point. But like I said, I'm done with the boat right now, and I'll definitely have the rest of this video done by next week. So hopefully 1 week from the date of me posting this video, I will post the part 2 of this video, and you guys will tune in to watch it. Pretty proud of the boat without giving too much away. It's not anything just stellar or mind-blowing, but I want to say it's probably my nicest boat. Yeah, there's a lot of things that I wish I'd done different, but we'll discuss that at the closing of the next video. I really appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you on the next one, 1 week from today. Tell your neighbor, tell your sister, tell your sister's boyfriend, because he probably don't have a boat, and you really shouldn't be letting your sister date somebody without a boat. So if he watches my videos, maybe he'll get some kind of enthusiasm towards getting a boat, and maybe make a good brother-in-law. If nothing else, hey, it's a brother-in-law that has a boat, so you don't have to use your boat every time he wants to go out. All right, guys, see you on the next one.